Can you share a little bit about yourself and the type of shoulder pain you were experiencing before working with us?
Well, I was hurting to where it got to where I couldn't even raise my arm up without it just killing me. And it just suddenly happened. And I thought, what is this? This happened years ago. And why now? And I didn't do anything to make it happen. I don't think. And then, it was just I couldn't reach anything and picking things up hurt, just reaching behind my back, and anytime I would work in the kitchen or something, anytime I was gonna grab something, it was just killing me. And so
Mm.
then I just kept talking about it, and then you popped up on my Instagram, and I started, looking at your stuff, and I thought, this sounds like it's something I gotta do.
Can you touch on a little bit of like the sleep stuff? I know that that was something that we kind of were talking about like months ago. Can you walk me through that again?
Well, I was being woke up in the night from, pain. I just wake up and it would be killing me. And then when I started going through the therapy with you, it just started improving so much to the point that I would wake up, not every night, but when I would wake up, I would know to do one of the exercises and the radial reaches or whatever it was. And so
Uh,
I would do these things, lay back down and get better. And then as time went on, it just got better, and then it quit waking me up, and I actually slept on my right side the other day, and it was like, "That's a miracle." I know.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge.
I
What
know.
what made you decide to work with us as like a virtual shoulder like program?
Well, I know how I don't wanna get up and go places and do this. My mother lives alone and loves therapy because she wants to go see these young guys and go sit there with them, and I look at her and I think, "I don't wanna get up and go do that." And, I would rather be doing it myself. I think I know what I need to do if someone would tell me. And so that's why I thought, if you'll tell me what to do. And then when I saw your program and I thought, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need. So
What did you think of like the assessment? Because that like our assessment call, because that was a very interesting kind of presentation that you had there. Like when we
the
did,
very first one,
yeah, we
the
did
very
for
first
more
one
tourist groups.
when I couldn't reach or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you just had me do this and then I was able to do that. It was like, dang, if it works with just one little thing like that, what's gonna do if I start stretching it in all kinds of directions. So
Absolutely. That neck referral is so commonly missed with a lot of people with shoulder pain. So like addressing that along with the shoulder is definitely like key to getting like the long-term like success with it. What did you think of the app and like using it on your side?
I found it very easy. I liked it. I liked that you told me different things every day, and I was constantly going back to YouTube and looking at them to make sure I was doing it right, and following it, to the best I could. And then I liked the fact that it asked how hard it was each time, and then I could comment, and that way you were always good to get back with me if I had any questions. And I appreciate that because, it was this is a long time. It feels like forever, but it's been 3 months, so
Flies by, flies by. Communication's key, right? Because like if you are hitting a snag and we have to pivot, I mean, think about how many times we pivoted to like the banded mobilizations, different nerve glides, those things. And that's just based on like us going back and forth and then, hopping on those calls to really like nip it in the butt. So, the communication's just as important on your side as it is with me. So I appreciate you for filling me in with those things because it makes all the difference. What did you think of, like, the way that we kinda structured, like, the rehab exercises and, like, the progressions with that?
I think they were really good. I mean, I didn't have any trouble with them, and if I did have any kind of trouble, you would direct me to a different one, and so, I think everything worked out really smooth. I mean, I would recommend this to anybody that's got any kind of shoulder pain, and if you don't wanna have to, rely on your insurance. And I mean, so many people said to me, I can't believe you did that because your insurance, you're on Medicare now. And I said, I was hurting before I had Medicare, and my insurance wasn't covering anything. And I don't want to do PT in a facility and go because I like this one on one where I can contact you by text, and I love the app, so it worked really good for me.
What would you say to someone who's, like, hesitant about starting, like, an online virtual shoulder program like this?
Oh, I'd say, definitely look into this, go online, look at some of the exercises he's done. I saw where you had been helping people all over the world. You've been doing this for a long time. I did some background check on you, and, you're very legit, and, I think it's the best way to do it. I went to the doctor yesterday, and it's just so different in a clinic. You go in there and you tell them what you need, and then it was just I just this is so much better one-on-one, and, texting, and can get answers. I just find it very good, and the app was excellent, just and all your explanations are so detailed about the muscles and everything, and when you watch all that, you're just like, "Wow," "I had no idea," that's why I'm putting that strap on my shoulder, and pulling it down, and I'm doing that every night before I go to bed, even though my crick in my neck's having a hard time with it, that's one of my main ones I keep doing. I'm thinking that's probably helped me a lot. I don't know, I don't know which one's helped me. I've just done so many.
That one's very important. That one's very important for people that are having sleep troubles and just clearing up that nerve tension, also that first rib that's, like that could be a game changer for so many people.